They help make it possible that food gets on your table. But a young farm family says the current healthcare system is creating more problems for rural America. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Doug Proffitt. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul appeared in Shelby County today. He's hopeful he can reach agreement with his own party's leadership to revive plans to repeal and replace Obamacare. WHAS 11's political editor Chris Williams explains.
There were no protests at the morning health care roundtable with Senator Rand Paul. The event at the Shelby County Farm Bureau was closed to the public.
What they did under Obamacare, I think, was dishonest accounting.
A chance for the agriculture and business community to share their stories with the senator before he rushed back to D.C. as lawmakers got back to work. The most vocal opponent of his own party's health care reform bill remains optimistic that leadership will take his suggestions of associated health care plans that, in theory, would allow farmers and other groups of self-employed Americans to pool their resources and risks in order to find affordable health care. Mary Courtney is a farmer looking for a solution.
It's crazy, and
well, how do you get it out? Do you get it through the Farm Bureau?
No, I mean that's not available because it's not through a group.
This is Mary Courtney's farm. She and her husband have about 250 acres here in Shelby County. They grow a lot of produce that you might find on your table if you eat at a restaurant in Louisville or Cincinnati. Today she was trying to plant the seeds of change with Senator Rand Paul because she and her husband also have 4 children and skyrocketing health care bills.
This is Ruby Ann, Mac, Ellie, and Lucas.
Work is constant on the farm, and while the government does not require them to offer health care to their seasonal employees, the Courtneys say they represent a large group of Americans who need health care reform, young farm families.
We budget around $50,000 a year, and the reason for that is because we have a very high monthly premium, then we have a high deductible, and it seems like, with a family of 6, whether if somebody doesn't have a health issue, it seems like somebody else does.
They were grandfathered into a plan when the Affordable Care Act took effect. That plan allowed one of their children to have required care from a specialist out of state. But as time wore on, the insurance company took away that option, leaving them to find a new plan.
We did some digging as much as it went against my core to go on to the state-funded programs. I looked at that, but then we couldn't get coverage for him if we needed it out of state.
Instead, they keep a tight budget and hope that someone is listening to the story of rural America and willing to set aside their differences to make a difference.
We're hard workers and we're willing to pay for what is right, but it's really tough to have to pay just exuberant costs.
In Shelby County, Chris Williams, WHAS 11 News.